Hi my friends, welcome to another video. This one is going to be a tarot reading, collective energy reading. I haven't done one in a while, but I feel some wonkiness in the air, and I feel like I'm starting to kind of get clarity on some of these patterns and energetic themes that are going on in my life and, collectively, because as humans, I don't believe that any single person can be going through something alone or independently of the rest of the world. Even in the most rare, terrible circumstances, there are other humans, at least in history or presently on Earth, who can at least adjacently relate. Some people might never meet them in their lives, and I know that's a terrible thing to even think about and say, but this is just to say that through the spirit, through God, through energy, we are genuinely all connected. So I'm going to use these guys as my tool to compartmentalize or define or distill some of these energies that are at play in the world, on Earth, in our lives. So my prayer over this is that the right people find it, and that I speak with clarity and in a way that is able to succinctly, effectively deliver the core and the truth of this message to the people who need to see it. Yeah. So before I start the reading itself, I'll just share with you. I like to do these readings. Sorry, I filmed like 3 intros and I didn't keep any of them, so I don't know if I'm repeating myself, but I like to do these readings when I feel a lot going on, and because generally they help me kind of distill, just the energy of what's in the air. And there's lots of different moving parts, and I don't know, man. I think we're having an eclipse today. Was it a lunar eclipse? I don't know. Today is August 12th. It's a rainy afternoon here. And I love the rain, so it's a welcome relief and reprieve from the harsh desert sun. My eyebrow keeps twitching. I slept for 12 hours last night. I was so stressed out yesterday, and I don't even fully have the words for what's going on, but yeah, there's a lot going on. Okay, so let's see. What are the first messages that want to come out? What are like the identifying messages for whoever needs to hear this? Justice just popped out. The Ace of Pentacles. Something new is being created, the High Priestess. Maybe you're waiting intuitively to make a right decision. The Moon, yeah. It could be that you are... Okay, 3 of Cups. I feel like that's separate. So I'll just read this one first. Ace of Pentacles, High Priestess, and the Moon. By the way, I'm using the Hush Tarot. Look how beautiful the artwork is. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Moon. Yeah. There's fog around a decision or a crossroads. And there's also dead center, High Priestess. Your intuitive prowess dictating your decision making and your actions. And this woman, she's wearing like a ribbon around her wrist, and I'm trying to read what it says. I may be kindly, but I'm obliged to something what I will at all. I don't know what that says. So interesting. So yeah, this is just acknowledging that there's an emotional or energetic fog or cloud around a certain decision. 3 of Cups energy, belonging, friendship. This could be present in your life. What about Chariot reversed? There could be some kind of pause or reflection or change of pace or direction regarding social situations or relationships or community. There could be a reassessment of what direction to go in regarding social, connections or community. Eight of Swords. There could be some anxiety. I don't know if this is related to the community or the decisions or what it is. But there's this overarching energy of anxiety. Or I have another deck. It's called the Hermetic Tarot deck. And they have names for each of the cards. And the Eight of Swords is the Lord of Shortened Force. When you combined... Did I say ace or eight? I don't know. Energy's wonky today. I'm like not fully healthy right now. Like I'm healthy, but girl, I've been battered. I have been battered. Okay, so I'm recovering. I'm still recovering from chaos. Ugh. Okay, so yeah, Eight of Swords. Lord of Shortened Force. When you combine 8, infinity, infinite expansion, vastness, bigness, space, you, and with the air element, constant motion, no ground, dynamism, dynamicness. When you combine those two energies, you get this expansion or like outward movement more than can be grounded. That maybe was not the best word choice there, but you know what I mean. That's why the Eight of Swords is colloquially known as an anxiety card, because anxiety is energy funneling its way, being pushed up into the mind through the mind, because it's just excess energy. It's and a lot of the times too, during an emotionally traumatic moment, in order to preserve a sense of safety, the ego, I don't know the exact function, but I was gonna say the ego tells the mind to think instead of actually feeling the heavy thing that the body doesn't feel safe enough to feel. Sometimes if the body doesn't feel safe enough to feel a trauma fully, like emotionally, to feel the full emotional weight of a thing, it creates anxiety, creates recycled thoughts and angst and whatever, and that's shortened force. Because the force, the raw vital force of your emotions, of your lived experience, your body, is not getting metabolized through your nervous system, through your body, so it's all funneling up into the head and getting processed through thoughts. And the overthinking doesn't actually get you anywhere. All it does is it protects your body from feeling the pain. My eyebrow is twitching again. The energies have been so crazy, my dudes. Remember when people used to say dude and dudette in like the early 2000s? I just had a flashback to that. I remember my older sister, bless her soul, when she was in like middle school or whatever, everyone was always saying like dude and dudette. Every girl was a dudette and every guy was a dude. Just remember that. Anyway, anxiety. So there could be something that your body doesn't feel safe to feel right now or to process. This could just represent collectively that there's a fuck ton of weird energy going on. Okay, what else is going on? Five of Pentacles at the bottom. This is a sad, forlorn, left out in the cold card, but beautiful artwork. Hush Tarot. Is the deck? Oh, the High Priestess is the cover. I just realized this. This is the little booklet. Okay, what else? What do we need to know? What do you need to know? Two of Swords. Yeah, okay, again. Wow. You could feel stuck. You could feel trapped. You could feel at a crossroads. You could feel like you're contemplating something. And look at her eyes. They're missing. So spooky. They're missing. And so it's like... It's almost like she doesn't even have the capacity to see. She's blinded by something. This artist is amazing. What else do we need to know? we have the Nine of Cups sideways. This is a card of wish fulfillment. How much more awkwardly could I hold this card? That's just my style, though. This is just my style. This is exactly what my hand wants to be doing right now. I'm going to change that. There we go. Wish fulfillment, satisfaction, dreams coming true. But sideways, I read it like a reassessment or a pause on what my dreams even are. What do my dreams even mean? Where am I even going? How am I pursuing my dreams? How am I pursuing my dreams? Where am I in alignment with my dreams? Where am I out of alignment with my dreams? That was like a weird half yawn. Three of Pentacles. Well, now we have 2 3s. Collaboration. I really feel like there could be energies of like, who do I collaborate with? Or maybe collaboration is coming in. I don't exactly know what this one's trying to say, but 3 of Pentacles, teamwork, community, collaboration. Seven of Cups. That's interesting. There's a lot of like contemplation energy here. This is about illusions or dreams or possibilities. You could be spending a lot of time in like what if, or almost just daydreaming or scheming. You know, how do I achieve this? How do I do this? What could it look like? What could the path be like? But it's almost like you're not in action. I'm gonna put these all away. My eyebrows twitching again. I don't think it's showing up on the camera, but it's twitching. Oh my goopy goodness. Okay, what I want to ask. What is hidden that your soul wants you to see? What is like at the cusp of being revealed to you? What is at the cusp of being revealed to you? Right away, again, another 8 of Swords. So this has to do with, what is it, the High Priestess? Okay. 6 of Pentacles. This one came out upside down, but it came out facing my computer where I'm filming this. So I take this as a message that's, this is literally the service card. Here you go. Offering. 6 of Pentacles. So I take this as the energy of receiving an offering. Receiving an offering. You're receiving an offering. And with the 8 of Swords and the High Priestess coming out to answer the question, what is at the cusp of being revealed to you? It's almost like, look at me holding these cards so interestingly. It's almost like you're being asked to just be an observer and to meditate. And it's like, I feel like this is a message. The 6 of Pentacles here is a message that the right gifts, they are on their way to you. The good things are on their way to you. The reciprocity is on its way to you, and it's coming. Like, there's something that you were nurturing or feeding or being of service to that maybe you haven't seen manifest in your life yet, but it is literally being worked on behind the scenes. And I also just noticed he's holding like a scale of balance. I'm watching my eyebrow for a twitch. It keeps twitching. But every time I looked away, it twitched, and every time I looked at my eyebrow on the screen, it like didn't move. Okay. I'm gonna keep this simple. Are there any final messages here? Six of Swords. Well, two sixes in a row. Six of Swords and Knight of Pentacles. You're moving away from confusion and fog and what's not meant for you. And the Knight of Pentacles is like slow momentum, slow building, slow emergence, slow happening, but steady and real, like something is being built. So I think that the phase or the moment that you're in right now might feel confusing or cloudy or unclear, and maybe you've been in that zone longer than you're used to, and so it's creating this dis-ease or discomfort or whatever it is. Maybe it's hard for you to relax in the midst of it, but you are doing a good job at being still and listening and being intuitive about what's coming. And then you are actively moving away from piranha waters. Look at that. You're moving away from the piranhas. And you're moving into something that's being built and established very slowly, very tangibly. So I would say don't lose hope. I would say stay steady, stay grounded. What is like final advice for these people? Knight of Swords and Death. The phrase that's coming to mind is die to your clarity. I think that there are some realizations that maybe are making you feel like your identity is going through a major transformation. There could have been a communication or a truth revealed or something said or something revealed that either brought you closure or a profound sense of your identity kind of dying a little bit, or a part of it dying. So this in the form of advice reads as surrender to the change, surrender to the death, surrender to the truth. Literally, this is just surrender to the truth. Die to what needs to be said as well. It's like someone needs to say something, someone needs to know something, a truth needs to be established or rooted, and there's no going back from that. It's like it's an initiation, it's a portal. There's this like portal of truth that you're entering into. Maybe you recently confronted someone about something. Maybe you were recently told something that was hard to hear. Maybe you recently learned or read or heard something that shattered something on a fundamental kind of identity level for you. So as advice, again, this is just acknowledging the need and the importance to surrender to the truth. Surrender to the truth. I'm also hearing surrender to the conversation. Surrender to the conversation. This isn't about winning. This isn't about being clear enough. This isn't about being right. It's about the truth speaking for itself. It's about the momentum of the truth and what the truth creates and what the truth does and the consequences of the truth being set free, kind of. So I know that was pretty intense. We have the King of Swords on the bottom as well. That's like rising in integrity with the truth, alignment with the truth. I'm gonna leave this there. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can purchase one on my website. I only have a few in stock at a time. I restock them once I send them out, so I think there's like one of each available. You can get your own pre-recorded reading from me, and you can send me a message here or on Instagram at Rustic Peach if you have any questions about anything. But for now, I'm going to leave this here. Sending you love.